Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for stopping in. This is becoming the Saturday shout out show. So I want to highlight some of the other channels in the community this morning and kind of hopefully you guys, if you're not aware, you'll sub them up. And then also give everybody an update on the the Comic Book Community Awards. Little update on that, and I have a 350 subscriber giveaway going on. So, give you all those details today. Hey, good morning, guys. Simon jumping in. Thanks for joining. All right, we got a few people. Dialogues, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, so just a quick little kind of Saturday shout out show. I've been kind of doing this a couple times on a Saturday. So just want to highlight some of the community, channels, guys with, low sub counts who are looking to, bring up their audience, and then some of the other channels that are maybe getting close to milestones or have some giveaways going. So that's really what I want to do this morning or this evening for maybe Simon. First up is Chopndrop 2013. If you don't know his channel, he is usually in everybody's chat, supporting everybody's channel. He's at 178 subs. He does a bunch of pickup videos, hauls, new comic book day stuff. So definitely check him out. He's so supportive of the community. So just wanted to recognize him and his efforts with just, helping, supporting, commenting. So check him out. A really good guy, a really good channel. Next up is the Uncanny D-Man. He is at 110 subs, and he has a 100 subscriber giveaway that I think ends in about a week. So definitely his link is below. All of the links for all of these channels are below. So definitely check them out if you're not subbed up to Uncanny D-Man. He does a bunch of unboxings and openings and hauls, Walmart packs, things like that. So he's another supportive community member. So definitely check him out. And Simon, you might like this one. MadSpidey. He's at 154 subs. He has a 200 sub giveaway, so he's trying to get there. He's 46 away, so definitely check him out. He's a big Marvel and obviously Spider-Man fan, MadSpidey. So shout out to a fellow Spider-Man guy. Yes, these are really good channels, so definitely check them out. You've seen MadSpidey probably on, he's on Simon's channel. He's on a bunch of the channels, but he's really, he's got a really good channel. So you definitely want to check him out as well. And then up next, we have Dark Knight Comics. So he's only at 27 subs. He kind of recently just kicked off his channel with some content. He's a younger guy. He's in high school, a young collector. So we definitely want to support him. He teams up with Hidden Gem often, and they do some shows. So yeah, no, I know. Hey, good morning, Comic Journey. Yes, Simon. MadSpidey's got a great giveaway going on, and it's he's overseas, so he's opening it up to worldwide. He'll ship it to anybody. So you definitely need to check out his channel. But like I said, Dark Knight Comics only at 27 subs. He recently just dropped some content. Young guy, we want to support him. So there you go. There's MadSpidey in the house. So yeah, no thanks. Yeah, you got a great giveaway going on. So we definitely want to highlight that and make sure that people come and sub up your channel. So Dark Knight, like I said, is you definitely want to support him. A young channel. And the next couple channels are more established channels, but definitely want to highlight them as well. If you don't know Jerry the Jitterbug, he does amazing work on restoration of comics. I mean, his videos are it's like an education every time you watch it. Some of the things that he's doing, the leaf casting that fills in holes or tears or missing pages within comic books is amazing. So you definitely need to check his channel out as well. I'm mesmerized when I watch his stuff, and he's learning as he's going. He's refining techniques, and he's sharing it all. He's not hiding anything. He's giving you all of the details. So you definitely need to check out. If you're not aware of Jerry, you got to definitely check him out. He does, like I said, amazing work. And then I think we're all familiar with these guys, Whack Comics. And the reason why I highlighted these guys because they're just their channel is just off the wall. If you don't know their channel, be prepared because it's not your usual content. They're doing some really whacked stuff over there. But they're at 978 subs, so they're trying to push to 1,000. So they're 22 away. So if you're not not familiar with them, definitely check them out. I mean, they're all over the place too, putting out some great content, funny stuff, and supporting the community as well. So, and then the last channel I wanted to highlight was Matt Woods. So he was actually just making the push this week to get to 1,000, and he actually hit it. But you know how YouTube can be with subs being lost and gained and things. So definitely, if you're not aware of Matt Woods, check him out. He's in a number of chats. He does unboxings. He's got a great comic book room. So definitely just check him out. And we want to keep him at that 1,000 sub mark now that he's reached it. So yeah, I've seen that too, where with some channels where I don't know if YouTube's doing something strange where I think I was subbed to somebody and then I go back and look, because I said, oh, well, I haven't seen content from them in a while. I'll go back and then all of a sudden I'm unsubbed. So I don't know if that's something YouTube's doing or I don't know. I've seen that, probably 3 or 4 times now with channels I definitely know I was subbed to at one point. So I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, Matt did hit, he was pushing it this week and I was hoping I was going to help him, but he already reached it. But, like I said, let's just kind of keep him there. And I know even Simon, right? Check out Simon's channel if you're not familiar with his. He's got a content push going on. I think, Simon, you have a giveaway going on too, I think. So, yeah, so that's it. Those are, at least from the channels that I wanted to highlight, all of their links are below. Like I said, you've got some newer channels, you've got some contests in there, you've got some more established channels, but definitely check them out. All great channels, community members. They really do some supportive stuff. Yeah, I've seen it too often. It was a channel last night that I know I was subscribed to. And I know he kind of stepped away for a little while. Stanables. I don't know if anybody else is familiar with his channel, but I went to check out his channel because I hadn't seen any content in a while. And he had been putting content out all week, but I was unsubbed from him. I don't know why. I'm sure I didn't unsub him. So, yeah, there's definitely something going on. But so definitely, like I said, that's why I like to highlight channels just to make sure that they're on people's radars. So that they don't miss out some of the great content. So yeah. Yeah, I know. I think Simon's been in the 700 range, I think, for a while now. So we got to, just make sure we continue to sub up his channel. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the Content Community Awards. So we have, obviously the Comic Book Community Awards. CBCawards.org. Let me throw up a banner so anybody joins us late or where is it? I don't know what I do with it. Well, there's the Instagram that you guys can follow. I think most of you guys that are here in the chat are familiar with the Instagram and the awards. But the awards right now, we have a People's Choice Award. It was an 11th category that was added to help try to capture anybody who was missed, right? So there was, the finalists were announced in the 10 categories that were originally put out there. And then some people had an issue with it, that they weren't aware of it. And people got upset. And so I added an 11th category to help try to anybody who wasn't aware of it now had an opportunity to get some votes in. So definitely check that out. Chip, good morning. So definitely check that out. We have a week left. So nominations for the People's Choice Award are in their final week. Last I checked, we had about 175 votes for, some channels and a lot of new channels that were in there. So definitely spread the word, check it out. We definitely want to try to represent any channels that were missed who weren't aware of it. So I've been trying to do a push on Instagram and tag people so that they're aware of it. So, tell your friends, make sure that people are voting. I really want to make sure that we, channels that were missed in the kind of the first round of nominations have an opportunity to be nominated in the People's Choice. So let's, please, spread the word. And I wanted to do the same here this morning, just make sure that people were aware of that. And then that will end within a week, next Saturday, and then now the finalist in the People's Choice Award will be announced, and then we'll have 11 categories that we'll have finalists in, and the voting for that ends in early November, and then all of the winners will be announced in December 4th. But the thing to keep in mind, the comic book community awards are really, it's in my mind, it was never intended to be a competition, pitting channels against each other. The idea behind it was really to recognize all of the great work that everybody is doing within the community, the entertainment value, the information, the great. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are voting. The idea, like I said, was really never. It's a friendly thing. It's to highlight all of the great work that's being done in the community, the great shows, the content. Like I said, so that's the idea behind it. Some people have kind of taken it wrong, thought it, we're pitting channels against one another. Yeah, ultimately, there's only one winner in each category, but there are, at the end of the day, there's going to be 55 channels that were highlighted as the best of the best. And then it's really based on fan votes and community votes. So, it isn't a competition. It is, to really highlight, like I said, all of the great work. So if you have taken it that way, I apologize. I can't change the way you feel about it, but definitely, maybe it's not for you, right? But definitely get your votes in. Like I said, last week for the People's Choice Award, and we want to, highlight channels that were missed. Yeah, no, Legion, thanks. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, like I said, I do get it, right? There is a competition piece of it, when you're in a finalist category with, 4 other channels. I get that aspect of it. I'm a competitive guy myself. But the intent isn't there. That wasn't the intent. The intent is really to highlight, like I said, all of the, I mean, I'm amazed at the amount of work that's being done and shows that are being, put up on YouTube, the information that's shared. There's just so many different aspects of the community, and the goal is really just to highlight it and have fun with it. So, and one of the other things too, I've contacted some of the other channels. The December 4th award show where the winners will be announced. I want to make it interactive. I want to make it fun. So I want to bring people on, but I'm also reaching out to some of the other channels and asking them if they want to produce any content, maybe a little, a skit or, I know there's the rap battles. I've asked maybe we could have one of the contestants on DJ Link's show, maybe, perform, for us. We'll have a musical guest. Yeah, I don't get it. Like I said, that wasn't the intent. It's really to be a friendly thing to highlight, all of the great work. So, some people take it that way. Maybe that's just their nature. But, and I've heard all kinds of things about, we weren't aware. And so I'm trying to spread the love on Instagram, tag people, make sure people are aware. I know a number of other people have been talking about it. So I think it'll evolve and continue to grow in year 2, and we'll just make it, bigger and better. So. But I am looking for, contributors, people to add content to the live show, because I just don't want it to be the announcement of the winners. I want to highlight all of the great things that the community is doing. So if you guys have any ideas, hit me up, let me know, drop me a DM, and we can, work on things. I have a couple of things planned that I'm going to add to the show. And then hopefully, like I said, I have reached out to a few people already. But if anybody's interested in contributing, to that live show, it's December 4th. So, if you can come up with an idea and get it to me by, late November, so it gives you plenty of time. I definitely want to, highlight, the community and all the entertainment value that we bring. So yeah, Jerry. It's kind of like, take your ball and go home then if you don't want to play, but whatever. There was a couple guys that, kind of, some of the pressable defects, but I spoke to the butcher and we straightened everything out. So we're good. If there are other people, I'm trying not to listen to the people out there that are, spewing negative stuff about it. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's just not for them. We're kind of just moved on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the award show. I think it's going to be good. Obviously exciting for the people that have been nominated and ultimately the winner. But like I said, I want to make it fun. I want to make it a good hangout, and hopefully everybody will have a good time. So, okay, yeah, Comic Journey. Yeah, I'll definitely reach out. So I think that's it on the Comic Book Community Awards. Like I said, cbcawards.org to vote. The link is down below. I know most of you guys that are in the chat have already voted, so I do appreciate that. So yeah, no, I know I'm kind of well beyond the criticism. Yeah, and certainly when you put on something like this for, a fairly large community, I mean, I'm still finding new channels, every day, right? I probably subbed up to 4 or 5 new channels that weren't on my radar. Yeah, well, I would kind of expect that from you, but that's okay. We'll get you next year. But yeah, I mean, I'm still discovering new channels every day. So I'm probably subbed up to like 600 channels, and I try to spread the love and watch as much content. Yeah, and there's been a lot of people talking about it, positively and negatively, but as long as it gets the word out, right? What's the saying? There's no bad press. So, yep. Yeah, I may, I can send out consolation prizes, which will be boxes of Kleenex. But yeah, I mean, we're just moving on, and then hopefully next year, people that were skeptical about it this year will get on board. But I think it's going to be a great highlight for the community. So I'm definitely excited about it, and do have a bunch of things planned. So yeah, I know that's one of my biggest problems. The balance of trying to watch and be supportive of everybody's channel, and there's so many great channels, and then also producing your own stuff. So it's becoming a chore, but and I think I've heard other people talk about it where they say, once you've reached a certain amount of subscribers, that you're more committed to producing content and managing and replying to comments and things like that. So it's an interesting balance, trying to support all of the channels, and then keep up with your own as well. So definitely an interesting time. So yeah, I think that's it from the Comic Book Community Awards. The last thing I wanted to mention was I do have a 350 subscriber giveaway. I'm around in the 320 somewhere, so 30 something away from hitting that goal. So, if and I know all of you guys here in the chat are subbed up, so I appreciate that. It's just spread the word. If you guys are doing anything, just let people know. So hopefully I can reach that, and then hopefully give away some great prizes. So I think that's it. Let me check back in the chat. Yeah, there's a lot of great channels out there. And that's the purpose of kind of this live stream. I'm going to try to do these every Saturday and highlight some channels that may not be on people's radars. So Drac, good morning. Thanks for joining. So yeah, and Drac is one of the finalists in Best New Channel. So that's it's good to see him here. Yeah, and I know I actually just saw a video this morning that TM Nerdy dropped highlighting the comic book community awards. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. He's nominated. TM Nerdy's nominated in a few different categories. So he kind of walks through the nomination, talks a little bit about the the awards, and kind of highlight some of the other channels that he is up against. So if you guys just joining us, I went through a bunch of, I forgot I was still sharing my screen here, but channels I highlighted: Chopndrop, the Uncanny D-Man, MadSpidey, Dark Knight Comics, Jerry the Jitterbug does some great stuff. Restoration, Whack Comics, let's get those guys to 1,000. And then Matt Woods, who was, trying to get to 1,000 or reached this week. So definitely check out those guys' channels. I'll stop sharing. Well, actually, to do, let me show you, contact Comic Book Community Awards, cbcawards.org. You can go here and vote. So nominations are open for the People's Choice. Definitely check that out. There's 1 week left. And then we have the finalist votes that are here. Last look at the finalist votes, we had about 450 votes, I think, in so far. But each ballot has 10 finalists, so it's really like 4,500 votes that have come in. So, I think it's a good representation of the community that we have, over 450 votes in, and like I said, a total of about 4,500. So that number, creeps up every day. I'm seeing new votes come in. So definitely do appreciate that. So, like I said, Comic Book Community Awards, check out all these channels. All of the links in that will be below. If they're not there already, I'll definitely, we'll put those in there. Sleeping, good morning. Thanks for joining. Yeah. This might be a good, I've looked at the calendar of when other people are live, and there's not a lot of free time out there anymore. So Saturday mornings might be a good spot. I think earlier in the day, the better, probably, to be able to go live, because you're not in conflict with anybody else's, live stream. So, I think that's it. Unless you guys in the chat have any questions or, and one of the other things too about the Comic Book Community Awards, I did an interview with Reggie Collects. He kind of, interviewed me, and we went over the awards. So I did appreciate that. But if anybody, has questions or would like me to come on their channel and talk about it, or, go over anything, definitely let me know. Because, we do have a little time difference, right? Saturday morning for me, here on the East Coast. But that's one of the things, a lot of people have been talking about it, and there was some misinformation about the Comic Book Community Awards, but nobody's really asked me to come on their show to discuss it. So I'm happy to come on and answer any questions or discuss it with anybody. If anybody wants to, have me on a channel, if you hear somebody talking about it, definitely have them reach out to me. I'm certainly happy to come on and discuss it. Like I said, I was on Reggie Collect's show about 2 weeks ago, and he did a great interview with me, kind of highlight and ask some important questions. And one of the questions that he had asked me that I hadn't considered was, he wanted to know overall how many channels were nominated during the initial round of nominations, and we had about 160 individual channels that were nominated. That's a pretty good, in my mind, that's a pretty good number. 50 finalists were eventually announced, but we had over 160 individual channels that were, had votes. So people are saying, oh, well, so-and-so was left out and so-and-so was left out. Well, there were a lot of channels that were voted for but didn't make the finalist list. They just didn't have enough nominations, enough votes. So, hopefully that number will continue to grow next year. Maybe we'll have 300 channels that were voted for, and then we'll whittle those down to the finalists. So, but I'm also looking to get feedback, as this awards unfolds this year, that we'll get additional feedback from the community and make it, even bigger and better. And maybe we'll add categories. Maybe we'll get rid of some categories. So certainly open to suggestions and feedback. I want to make it, really the community awards that the community supports and is really, thanks. I mean, I was honored to be on Reggie's show, one of the bigger channels, and he's such a great guy. So I felt like it was a really good opportunity. All right. Yeah, Drac, I'll definitely let you know. Yeah, because I've seen some other shows talking about it and some of the chat, and I just want to make sure that people are not misinformed about it, right? That they have the correct information, and then they can decide whether it's for them or not. I mean, I'm not trying to push it on everybody. If the awards is not your thing, that's fine. We can still be friends, right? We don't have to fight about it, but we'll just we won't discuss. It's like politics, right? We won't discuss the awards if it offends you. So, um, so yeah. Well, no, that's not true. Come on, Comic Journey. We listen to you. I think you did a rant from the car, right, with the puffy Disney cloud. So I appreciate that. I saw that. I just like guessing, what parkway you're on Long Island or in New York. So, but yeah, so I mean, it's just like I said, I'm just trying to smooth things over with people that were upset. That's why the People's Choice Award was added. It's got 1 week left, so make sure you get your nominations in if you haven't, or at least spread the word. We want to make sure that any channel that wasn't represented in the initial round gets the opportunity to hear. And I did take a peek at the nominations that have come in for the People's Choice, and it is a diverse group. So I think the finalist list eventually will be people that were not nominated previously. So I think it's going to be a good representation of channels. I will be announcing that next weekend because voting closes or nominations close for People's Choice on Saturday, and I will announce those probably either Saturday night or Sunday. So definitely get it out there. We might be able to do that. I know, I know there was a few other, categories that we may be looking at to add. So we could, I think we might add the Bag and Boarded Award just for Comic Journey. So we can, send him a lifetime supply of bag and boards so that he will, any of his new comics he picks up, he'll have bags and boards, and we can stop listening to him rant about LCSs not adding bags and boards. So, yep. Chip, thanks for voting. So yeah, I'm just going through the comments, but yeah, like I said, I wanted to kind of make sure that I put that out there, that if anybody is interested in talking to me about the awards, and it's really just the idea of spreading the information and getting any misinformation out there, corrected. So yeah, thanks everybody for. Yeah, we could add that. I know, there are a lot of people envious of the glasses that you wear on your show, Simon. So we could be adding that. Yeah, no, I love watching your stuff because, like I said, we live close, proximity of one another, and so seeing you driving, I'm guessing where you are. So it's fun to watch your stuff, and certainly I enjoy the car, rants. It's just great stuff. So Remy Q, thanks for joining. Good morning. Yeah, I think maybe there will be. I think there's going to be a lot of room for improvement and then opportunity to open up different categories. I was trying to, when I initially came up with the list of categories, represent kind of all different pockets of the community, because there's so many people doing, some people are heavy on unboxing, some people are heavy on, content or entertainment, funny content. Some people are, more on the spec side, that we have the, press and cleaning, side. So there's so many different aspects of the community. We want to kind of represent that. So I think we can definitely overhaul some of the categories. Yeah, I definitely want to try to get out to Venom. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it this weekend. I know a lot of guys have been talking about it in the community the last day or so. I think a number of people went out last night. So actually my son just mentioned to me that he's probably going to go check it out tonight. So I'm hopefully going to get it. I hear the big news is some of the cutscenes at the end that tie into maybe some MCU or maybe into the larger Spider-Man universe. So definitely need to go check that out. Why? I guess maybe is that because of the language that you might be using in the car. So yeah, that could be. That well, but the chainsaw boxing unboxing was you're already nominated this year, but we could maybe do extreme. I think the Whack brothers over there might be entered into that category. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, guys, let me know if there's any questions about the awards that you guys have today. Um, yeah, I've heard the hashtag rig, but yeah, we're trying to keep it fair and fair, as fair as possible. All of the, I do have a committee that's helping me, crunch through the awards, nominations and finalists, so that it's just not me, picking some random name out of a hat. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, certainly let me know, here today in the chat or, yeah. Um, Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, there's a bunch of there are some of us, right? We got Jerry, who between Jerry, yourself, and me, we're probably all pretty close. And I know there's some other, we've got a few guys up, further upstate. Gary's in Gary, both Garys, Very Gary and Gary B, are both in New York, more upstate. So. Um, Yeah, I'm not sure if the whatever's in the box would survive that, but that would definitely be interesting to see. Um, and Remy might be the guy for that. um, yeah, that might be fun, and I think I think in year two we're definitely going to see the categories change and added and probably maybe even take some of the channels, some of the current award categories away. But I think like best new channel will always be there, right? Because there's always new channels, being added every year, and so I think that's one of the awards that will stand, or categories, right? That'll be around. So, and I'm not opposed to adding additional categories so that we could, highlight even more of the community. But I just wanted to kind of keep it, year one, keep it manageable. I thought 10 was a good number. We added the 11th, the People's Choice, so that we could, like I said, really help anybody who was missed. So, yeah, I think, I appreciate you guys jumping on this morning too, or this evening, depending on where you're watching from. Um, but yeah, definitely check out all of the links below with all of the channels I highlighted. And I'm pretty sure all of you guys are already subbed up. Maybe Dark Knight Comics may be new to you because like I said, he's a fairly new channel. But so yeah, that's true. I'm sure there are some niches of the community that we have not hit yet that could, garner a number of views. So it's interesting. My CGC unboxing where I did this week, I had a little bit of misinformation on this is the first time I've had an oversized annual book slabbed. And so there was this tab in the back, and the feedback was, I thought maybe CGC did something incorrectly, but the feedback has been on oversized books that tab is typically there for stabilizing books. Just I learned something new. So, it's, but that video that video has a lot of views. But it was good. I wanted to kind of throw it out there to make sure I got the feedback before I contacted CGC. So, well, yeah, it's true, right? And Reggie even said that. Yeah, all because it's nominated. The nominations came in from votes from the people, from the community, from other channel and fans, hopefully, and then yeah. So they're all really people's choice. But when I was adding the 11th award, um, I wanted to make sure people's choice sounded right to me. Kind of hopefully, get those people who weren't aware of it, into the mix. So, um, best creator who's a vampire. Yeah, I'm not sure how many. If we could come up with a list of 5 finalists, unless there's 4 other vampire channels out there, which I'm sure they are, but I haven't looked for them. Um, so Yeah, that Sith. Yeah, I don't, but I'm not sure if he's officially announced that he's a vampire. I mean, his show on Saturday night goes from what, like 11, or it's really 8 p.m. Pacific till like kickoff of the football games on Sunday morning. So he is. I don't know how he does it. I can't stay up that late or that long to watch a show through the wee hours of Sunday morning. So yeah, no, I mean there was a little bit of backlash when the finalist came out, but I think we've squashed most of it. And like I said, if people are still out there upset about it, I'm not listening to it. We're going to move forward. We're going to have a fun time. We're going to highlight some of the great channels and just move forward. Okay, yeah, he could be nominated himself 4 different times. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think maybe your best graphics in a video, I think, could go to you. I love the font that you use on your hand printed graphics and the 3D effect you get when you move them real close and back and forth. Journey, I think that could be a new category next year. Um, it's maybe low tech channel, but it works. I like it. I enjoy watching it. So yeah, I think there's a lot of room for growth in the awards and categories. So, um, yeah, I think like I said, I want it to be fun. I think it's going to be fun for the people that are on board. The people that are not on board, I'm sorry, but we'll get you next year, and or maybe not ever. But we're going to continue. We're going to move on. We're going to have a good time. I think that's what the community is about. So, um, oh, that could be a category. With all your dabbling on the VV app, you might be a front runner for that. Um, so and yeah, I do appreciate your videos on the whole NFT and VV app. I mean, they're very interesting. It's certainly a new aspect of collecting the whole digital collectibles. So I love the content that you've been putting out on those. It's kind of prompted me to go start digging into a little bit more on Omni and cryptocurrency and things like that. There's some other great videos that are out there on YouTube that are very informational. So um, yeah, it's interesting times, right, that we live in with collecting. And I'm actually going to be doing an interview next week. I found him, gentleman. First name is Bob. He actually holds the world. He's a Guinness World Record holder for the largest comic book collection. So I have an interview coming up with him next week. It's pretty interesting. So hopefully we'll learn a little something with him next week and he's been collecting, I think, for 40 years, 50 years. So it'd be interesting to get his take on comic books. And then I want to ask him about the community. Is he aware of the YouTube community? Does he watch any content here? So it should be a good interview. Yeah, I'm still holding my judgment out on NFTs. Certainly in the collectible world. I mean, I know like some of the other things that I've heard, and I don't know much about it. Like the NBA is selling like video clips or highlight clips. That seems very odd to me that you would own a highlight clip of Michael Jordan dunking or something as opposed to his physical rookie card or something like that. So, good morning. Thanks for joining. TLS, thanks for jumping in. Yeah. After this week, right? Sleeping some of the money, the dip that you saw in the NFT market. So, yeah, I mean, you might be able to create some of the the NFTs right from your show, right, and see if anybody might buy them. Yeah, I got to go back and get a cup. Chip, not coffee. I'm not a coffee guy, but definitely do enjoy a cup of tea in the morning. That's my hot beverage of choice. But yeah, not. I love the smell of coffee, but can't drink it. Don't like the taste. So Yeah, for MadSpidey at the time of night he's at, he needs a little nightcap. So, but thanks, guys. I do appreciate everybody jumping on this morning. Like I said, check out all of the great channels I highlighted today. I think the big one, I mean, all the channels are great, but Whack Comics, and I know most of you guys are already subbed to them. They, are trying to get to 1,000 subscriber push. But just be aware, if you've never visited their channel, just go slow, because you could be startled with some of the content they're putting out. But we definitely want to try to get those guys up to 1,000. CBC Awards, check that out. Like I said, the People's Choice final week, we'll get those nominations in. I have a 300 sub giveaway going on, so a lot of good stuff. I know Chip, you got your hangout tonight, right? 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe. The comic book hangout Saturday night with Chip and friends. White Shadow, Chip and friends. And then I think Freaky Louie's got his live from Newport tonight show at 10. And then that rolls into Spine Ticks, and there's a bunch of other channels that, are doing live shows. So, my daughter's an artist. She has an art background, and and she's got some friends that are very talented. She's very talented. I mentioned to them, like, you should see what's going on. Some of these guys are selling stuff for millions of dollars. So, I kind of threw it out there to them. Oh yeah, 7 p.m. real time. Okay. There he is, Gary B. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Gary's in the house. Yeah, so, Saturday night's a busy night, right? Either you're out watching Venom this weekend, or you're on YouTube with some of the great channels that are hanging out. Yeah, the White Shadow knows. He does know. He does know how to throw a good hangout on a Saturday night. So, Nick, the comic nerd, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Gary, when does your 7.5 questions with Scott over at Hortus Hyde? When does that come out? Does it come out this weekend? And two, if you guys have not seen, I highlighted Jerry the Jitterbug's channel in this video. If you haven't seen his interview with the Usual Suspects, the Gary B show, you got to check that out. It is so entertaining. We kind of finally get to see Jerry on camera, because I don't think he had revealed himself, prior. He was always doing the comic book restoration work and cleaning and pressing. So I think that was 2 weeks ago. That's a great interview. You got to check it out with Jerry. So, okay, yeah, I think Scott usually releases those on a Saturday, so definitely interested in checking that out. There's a great bunch of long form, like interview. TM Nerdy does, chatting with the community. You got Gary B show on Thursdays with, the Usual Suspects, where they interview people. Small Town Collectibles has a 10 question series. Station, good morning. Fable, thanks for joining. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of great interview shows that, you get to learn a little bit more about the other channel creators, which is great. So, yeah, no, I appreciate everybody stopping in on a Saturday morning or Saturday evening, depending on where you are. Yeah, I kind of thought the same, but it was great to see him. Like, it was finally great to put, the voice to the face when Jerry was on, because like I said, I just love watching his content, his restoration and cleaning, and it's just amazing stuff that he's doing. So, yeah, good morning, guys. Appreciate you jumping in. So, yeah, I'm gonna probably wrap it up. I've been going for about 45 minutes. So, yeah, definitely, like I said, check out all the channels, get your nominations in for the People's Choice. We're in our final week, and then 350 sub giveaway that I have going on, and there's a couple other giveaways that I'm highlighting, Uncanny D-Man and MadSpidey. So definitely check those channels out if you haven't. So yeah, Comic Journey. When are we going to get the big reveal on your channel? And I know there's a few channels. I don't think Chop and Drop too. I don't think he's ever really shown himself. He's some people kind of behind the scenes, and there may be reasons for it. I enjoy it's funny because Comic Journey, you have a very your voice to me is very distinctive. So when I listen to your content, you kind of know it's you. So, but yeah, we want the big reveal. Thanks, Fable. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up. I was talking about it earlier. It's such a balance of trying to watch all of the great content and all the channels that I follow, and then tending to my own channel and the awards and things like that. So it sometimes becomes a time crunch. So definitely trying to find the right balance, because there's so many great channels and a lot of live opportunities that you have. You've got Chip Show on hanging out on Saturday nights, and you've got Legion. Mark over at Legion does a Friday morning hangout. So there's a lot of different opportunities to jump on live streams and then watch all of the content, and then managing your own channel and trying to produce your content. When I finish comic, what do you mean, your comic collection, or when you're done with comics and you're going to walk away, that's when you're going to reveal? Yeah, I agree with you, JLS. There are so many great channels, and I find it hard to balance it, right? Trying to watch everybody's show. I'm almost at the point where if I've missed your live stream and it goes on more than an hour, I may just quickly go through it and just not watch. I just simply don't. There's not enough time in the day. So yeah, well, I don't know why Gary takes such a beating. Gary B. It's okay. He's not. He doesn't scare me when I watch any of his content. So I'm glad though his Conan a Day, books are it's just the book that we don't have to see more Gary. So it helps balance the overall, face time for Gary on his channel. So I do appreciate that, Gary. Thanks for, just showing the comics on that series. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, you got to share that. Maybe I missed that. Maybe you mentioned that before, that you're writing and drawing one now. So, how are you going to do that? You doing a Kickstarter or some type of fundraiser for it? I know, Dank was talking about. Dank, has a series about different comics. He's published a comic book before, and he's actually working on a few other books right now. So definitely would be interesting to hear more details about that. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way that I can watch, I try to pop in and out sometimes in some of those live shows, like, well, often I'm joining your show on Saturday night, but Mark's show on Friday mornings, I try to pop in and watch some of it, but, I'm typically working. So I jumped on early yesterday before work, but yeah, I'm not going to sit through a 6-hour rewind. And that's what I love about Spine Ticks, that, I often miss a good chunk of their show, but they will, Sith puts out clips, highlights, so I'm able to catch those on a rewind and in small chunks. I think that's a really great idea. So, oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to go take a look at that. Yeah, we're gonna hunt you down. We'll figure out what you look like. So, yeah. So talking of live replays, I'm at almost 50 minutes here, so I'm going to wrap it up, guys. If anybody catches us on a rewind, I don't want to burden them with watching the a 4-hour live stream. So let's keep this under an hour. I'm going to wrap it up. Like I said, definitely check out all of the links that I have in the description. And I know most of you guys are already subbed up to all of these channels, but spread the word for these channels. and check out, the nominations or for the People's Choice. Get those votes in. Help me spread the word. Last week, and I have a 350 sub giveaway, so trying to make that push as well. Yeah, no, that's true. Those live shows are just kind of off the cuff. That's why I don't do a lot of live shows. I'll join other people's live shows, but I don't want to. And it's one of the things I've been thinking about. Some of my own content is trying to keep it, in under the 10-minute range, so that it makes it easy for people to watch and consume. So, Simon, have a great evening.